Thank you again. Welcome to the digital studio. Before I bring on my guest for today, let's look at some of the top trends in the showbiz world. On Instagram, singer Davido channels his inner church boy while he causes a frenzy with a video of himself playing drums at a religious gathering. From Twitter, it is Wizkid's fan trolling Imagine Afrofusion singer World for saying he doesn't use Wizkid's kind of lyrics. You can find details on our website channelstv.com. Now for our feature interview, I'm being joined by one of the trend makers on Twitter over the past 7 weeks. Freshly evicted Big Brother Naija contestant, Ozomena Chuku, simply known as Ozo. So many thanks, Ozo, for joining us on the program today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so before Big Brother, yeah, your profile reads that you're a lover of football analysis, and you have also done a project with the European football governing body UEFA. You also have your fashion brand going on for you before Big Brother Naija House. So why did you get on the show?
In life sometimes you want to achieve some things that this is where you want to be. And my dad always tells me, never do a job because of how much you earn, but because of how much you love. You know, and for me, sports development is something I've always wanted to work in the sports industry. Sports development has always been my thing. And when I came back to Nigeria, I really did. Like when you spiral bind your documents and your information, and you submit them in offices. And at that point, you're like, okay, Trust is probably going to eat up this document of the meeting now. And I asked myself, what platform or where else could I go to help me, to propel me and help me achieve these dreams of mine? And there's no bigger show in the world than the Big Brother Nigeria show. And for me, having that idea that I could go on this show and it could help give me the platform for me to be able to talk about what I want to achieve in life and how it could impact not just my life, but the lives of millions of people like myself, both on the field and off the field. These are the main ideas that led me to auditioning, and thankfully I got in and had the opportunity. So,
yeah, beautiful. What would you say is the biggest lesson you learned from being a part of the show, personally?
Biggest lesson I learned personally is that people have this preconceived idea that all the show does is to make you a celebrity, build up your social media following. But the part they forget is that it's almost like a talent show in a way, because I've said it so many times as well, is that we all, at a certain point, we all were bartenders, actors, actresses, fashion designers, chefs, talent judges, talent presenters. We did like some military drills as well. So what the show does is it helps you dig deep into yourself and be able to find so many new things inside you. So the one lesson I did learn is the show helped me find out more things about myself personally.
Let's go a bit into your love for sport and what you've done outside of Africa and what you are trying to do in Nigeria. From what you've done with UEFA and you say you have different ideas that are still probably sitting on someone's table back here in Nigeria. What are some of those things that you would want to bring to the table in our sporting industry?
For me, first off, I always said the whole cliche story of if you don't have a good foundation, then constantly building, you try to build going to fall. And for me, what I feel like the base should be, like what the foundation should be education. And I say it because I'm talking about sports education in this sense now. So there's this analogy I've been using for the longest time now, which is, can you imagine using football, which is the number one sport in Nigeria, and almost I could easily say in Africa in general. So if you take someone that studied football finance, football management, football business, yeah, for instance, so that means this person has studied this course for 4 years at university level. 1 year if the person wants to do a master's degree, or sometimes 2 years if the person wants to do a master's degree. So that's like 6 years. The person now gets to a federation level, working at the finance department. That means this person understands exactly what the financial statement of a football, let's say a football federation or a football club should look like. They understand that, for for you to be a profitable football club, you need to own more of your tangible fixed assets. But these are like on a football club basis. But they understand everything that you need to know for building finances and making sure that everything's staying in check. And with developments, we need to have what they call an academy performance plan. We need to have a defined football philosophy. With the academy performance plan, we need to have go through like the 3 cycles when we're preparing this. We need to have a macro cycle, mesocycle, and microcycle. The macro cycle will have the football philosophy. The mesocycle would have the coaching syllabus, and the mesocycle will have the individual coaching blocks.
There is no doubt that you're prepared, and I'm sure the people that really matters are listening to this, and after this I'm sure we'll start getting round pegs in round holes in our sporting industry. But back to the Big Brother Naija reality television show. We cannot possibly review your stay in the house without also mentioning your love interest in another housemate, Nengi. A lot of people have spoken about that, and some people believe that that at some point, if looking back now, because you're on the outside now, and you have seen some videos and how it comes across, looking back now, do you suppose that you could have handled that situation differently, especially when she had clearly said she wasn't interested at some point?
No, I always put it down like this, that for me, I went on that show to leave my reality. So the fact that I was able to leave my reality and be on the show for 9 weeks, and I've heard like all the preconceived idea that I got distracted. So when people tell me things like that, I'm like, okay, how will I get distracted and I'll still win as much as I want?
No. So my question to you now, also, my question to you now, it's not about even the show anymore. It's about you personally now. Do you suppose that you could have?
I'm guessing this. So what I'm saying is, so I'm saying in general, like people have that preconceived idea that I got distracted, but then I won as much as I won. I also even won the car trips and all these things. So in general, I'm saying if I had to do it again, I would do it exactly the same way, you know?
Yes, and that is you standing by what you did, and it's quite brilliant. Okay, but this question is a bit tricky though. So during an interview, not on Channel TV, during an interview, one of your ex-housemates, Kidawaya, had said he is the man, he believes he is the man you hope to be. And of course, I also noticed that you have also addressed that. You had said that he is not the person you want to be. You want to actually be like your father. But people had said that his presence in the house at some point, people suggest that maybe, did you at some point feel intimidated by his presence in the house, considering that it's a bit competitive, it's a competition, so, and you have to pick out who you think your biggest competitors are. Did you at any point look at him as one of your biggest competitors, especially as concerned Nengi?
No, I just saw like different. I think something that was done on one of the DSTV channels, like African Magic, where they were giving like names and tags to some of the housemates. So I saw somebody did, and for me, they put like head boy. So if we all know when we're in secondary school, the head boy is someone that wouldn't get intimidated by you. You can have a sense of inferiority complex, you know. So for me, like I said, I got asked a similar question where they were like, "Did you see anyone as a competition?" And I was like, "No." And simply down to the fact that I just came there to be myself, and anyone who watched me would understand and know already the type of person that I am. So it's nothing. It's nothing about me feeling any sort of complex situation.
Yeah, have you spoken to Kid after you've been out, and are you guys cool?
Oh no, he spoke. So anyway, during our media rounds, he said he wanted to get to us. But for me, I'm cool. And if anyone, people watching the show would have seen that today when I got the second strike, he actually called me and was like, "Okay, listen, myself, I have 2 strikes already. So this is what I've been trying to do to get out of getting 2 strikes." And told me, "Okay, I know you like Nengi likes you, but you don't need to get a second strike. All those kind of situations, things are along those lines." And actually, the work Leiko and I did, if he didn't get evicted that day, that was going to be me and him's project, because we're already talking about how we're going to use Gantt charts and smart targets and everything. So same thing with him and all the other 19 people I met in the house. None of them will ever say Ozo was evil.
Well, that is a very, very fine place to leave it today. Thank you very much, Ozo, for speaking with us on the program today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. And I'd like to say a huge shout out to all the Superiors. You guys are the best. You guys kept me in the house for 9 weeks. And I also like to say a huge shout out to DSTV, Go TV Multi Choice. Because of you, my life has changed, and you've given me the greatest platform in the world to achieve every single thing I've always wanted to achieve in life. And I'm always going to hold you all dear to my heart. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ozo.